Now, in corporate public relations, no company wants to be on the wrong side of the First Lady of Ukraine, do they? Well, today, Elena Zelenska told business leaders enjoying the rarefied alpine atmosphere of the World Economic Forum in Switzerland that some were not using their influence against Russian aggression. Who could she mean? Well, the boss of the big British corporation, Unilever, told us they are still doing business in Russia. Otherwise, its assets would fall into Russian hands and be used to finance the invasion.
The World Economic Forum is like a magnet for multinational companies. 600 chief executives are up in the snow this year. In the last 11 months, many of the companies they run have either withdrawn from Russia or suspended the business they do there. But some remain, among them the British consumer goods giant Unilever, whose boss today defended the decision to stay.
If we hand those assets just over to either the Russian state or some other Russian oligarch, they will be used to support this war, and we are minimising that business, not maximising that business.
The Ukrainian government says companies that remain, multinationals that still do business in Russia, are effectively taking blood money.
Well, we don't agree with that position, and we're taking very, very good care of our people in Ukraine.
Are you making money in Russia?
We're making money in Ukraine, but we're not taking any dividends or profits out of Russia, no.
Unilever has 3,000 staff in Russia and operates 4 factories there, producing all its famous branded goods, including ice cream, mayonnaise, cleaning products, tea, sauces, deodorants and soaps. Unilever condemned Russia shortly after it invaded Ukraine, but insisted it would continue to supply what it called everyday essential food and hygiene products to the Russian people. According to the latest analysis by the Yale Management School, more than 1,200 global companies have exited Russia entirely since February last year. But Yale's research finds that in addition to Unilever, a series of other firms, including Nestlé, Procter & Gamble, AstraZeneca and GSK, have not. Instead, Yale says they are buying time in Russia. Some companies argue that they're worried about their staff in Russia. In some cases, they say they supply the Russian people with essential food or medicine. Are those not good reasons for remaining in Russia?
Those are the absolute worst reasons. This is economic warfare, and the Russian people are the target. Russians need to be awakened, and by increasing the discomfort is the goal. And everything can be locally sourced that these companies provide. It's nonsense.
Ukraine's First Lady was in Davos today. Elena Zelenska called on business leaders and politicians to do more to help Ukraine resist Russia. The message to companies from another member of the Ukrainian delegation here was more direct.
Stop trade with Russia. Every dollar what you send to Russia is bloody money.
Stay or go, Ukraine argues that at a time of war, global companies shouldn't hesitate. Many have quit Russia. Others argue there are ethical reasons to stay. What's striking, though, is that Western governments are not pushing those who have stayed to leave. The scale of the exodus of international companies from Russia in the last year has been extraordinary. According to Yale, it far exceeds the retreat we saw from South Africa during apartheid in the 1980s. But there are a lot of stragglers. And as it comes to the first anniversary of the invasion of Ukraine, inevitably those companies are under pressure to justify their actions to their staff, to their shareholders and indeed to their customers. You heard Alan Jope there insist that Unilever's not taking any dividends or profits out of Russia. As it happens, sanctions and capital controls make that impossible anyway, for now at least. But tonight, a source close to the company has clarified that were any profits to be made in Russia, they would remain within Unilever's Russian business, out of the hands, essentially, of the Russian state.